What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 9 of our Pokemon Renegade Platinum walkthrough. In the previous video, we took on Gym Leader Gardenia and earned our second gym badge. We also explored the Team Galactic base and ended up battling Commander Jupiter, who left us a Porygon to take. And we also received an egg, which was a Togepi from Cynthia. We cycled down Route 206 back to Allberg Town, and that's where we currently are. And we received a whole bunch of fossils in one of the previous videos. And here in Allberg Town, if you come and speak to the scientist, he can revive the fossils for you. So it is a little bit annoying because you have to drop off the fossil and then you have to leave the building and re-enter in order to collect your Pokemon. So I am going to try and skip the whole process for you guys so that we aren't sitting here for about 10 minutes. But as you can see, we are going to revive all of our Pokemon now. And I'll show you all the Pokemon that we end up getting from these fossils. We do get some extremely cool Pokemon, so if you are a fan of the fossil Pokemon, now might be the time for you to swap up your team a little bit. And you've got to make room for the Pokemon in your party as well. So you've got to go and make sure you empty out most of your team. Because you can only hold 6 Pokemon, I have to do this in 2 separate stages. So I'm first going to show you guys the first couple Pokemon that we have got. The first one was Cranidos, Shieldon, Anorith, Lilip, Kabuto, and that's it for the first lot. And then I did come and revive the remaining fossils. So I'll quickly do those and then show you guys what Pokemon came from those. It is quite a process to revive all of these Pokemon, so please just bear with us. At least once it's done, we will have them all in our PC. So that'll be good news. I'm undecided if we're going to use any of them, but the last 2 fossils is Omanyte and Aerodactyl. So Aerodactyl is a big fan favorite, but we have now revived all of the fossils. So if any of those interest you, definitely start training them up. But now we're going to explore Route 206, and I want to show you guys a little secret area or two. Here you need your bicycle to ride up the ramp. You do need to build up a bit of speed before going up. And we haven't explored this eastern side. There are a few trainers here to battle. You can pick up a super potion, and then we find a cave. But unfortunately, we can't go through this cave just yet. There is this guy who blocks us. So there is some other stuff for us to do first. And that's what we're going to show you. And that's back on Route 206. We didn't explore the side route of Route 206. And there's a ton for us to do there. And some awesome Pokemon to find. So that's what we're going to explore today. There's a lot to do. And here we have found another tree that we can smear honey on. So we're going to give it another go. And we found another Apom. Can you believe it? We've already found and caught one Apom. Maybe Apom is one of the more common Pokemon when using the honey. But I do believe you can find some other cool and possibly rare Pokemon. So we're going to keep doing that whenever we find some of these trees. It's quite easy to forget about it, but we are going to use all of our honey. And now you want to come and explore the side route of Route 206. You cross the little bridge and there are some areas to explore and some TMs to pick up. There's another tree that you can use honey on. And if you keep going all the way up, you will find another Thunderstone. So that can be used to evolve certain electric type Pokemon. There are some trainers here to battle, and you will find a cave entrance. There are actually 2 entrances to this cave, and this cave is called the Wayward Cave. And this is the start of our little side quest. So here we found a little girl called Mira who we're battling in the cave. And her first Pokemon she sends out is a level 27 Togetic, which is quite a strong flying and normal type Pokemon. Our Weeping Bow one-shots it, and now Mira is sending out Kadabra, level 28. So a lot of her Pokemon are quite high leveled. Kadabra one-shots our Weeping Bow, and next up we're gonna send out Elekid, the latest Pokemon, to our team. I really want to try and evolve Elekid into Electabuzz, and then furthermore to Electivire, which is one of my favorite electric type Pokemon of all time. Kadabra has knocked out Elekid, unfortunately, so we have 2 Pokemon down, but now we are sending out Charmeleon, who's one of our strongest, and it has almost leveled up to level 33. We'll see how Charmeleon fares against Kadabra. We hit it with a flamethrower, and we almost knock it out. It's just hanging in there by a thread. But then Mira uses a Hyper Potion to heal up Kadabra. I don't think the potion is going to help you, Mira. We have just knocked out Kadabra anyway. And our Charmeleon has indeed leveled up to level 33 now. Myra's next Pokemon is Haunter. We've defeated half of her team already. And Charmeleon hits Haunter with a bite, which is super effective. As you know, dark type moves are strong against ghost types. And the final Pokemon Mira sends out is a Porygon 2. Wow, that's a really cool Pokemon. It's currently at level 27. We hit it with a flamethrower and we do some serious damage, but Porygon hangs in there. And Porygon knocks out our Charmeleon. Now we're going to try finish things off with Machoke. Machoke's fighting type attack should be really effective against Porygon. So we get hit with a tri-attack and Machoke gets burnt, unfortunately. But then we knock out Porygon with our Brick Break attack. And we have defeated Mira, so that was quite a fun little battle. She has some cool Pokemon on her team. After defeating Mira, she says she lost something here in the cave, and she wants our help to try and find it. This cave is apparently like a maze almost. So we're going to agree to help Mira on the side quest. She's going to follow along with us. And we're going to try and figure out our way through this little maze and see where we can find Myra's item. I've got no idea what she actually left here in the cave, but we'll get to exploring. I do recommend that you stock up on repels before taking on the side quest, because this place is like a maze. It's really confusing, and a lot of the paths end in dead ends, so you're going back and forth a lot. You really need to try and remember which routes you have explored and which you haven't, but you can find some really cool TMs and items while exploring. So we're going to continue going. There are a few trainers to battle, so you're definitely going to get some training in as well. And here we have reached another dead end. We're battling 2 trainers, but there is a little item again for us to pick up. So we found a little focus band this time, but we have to go back and try and explore a new route that we haven't gone. So I think if we head all the way east now, we might reach a new area. And yes, we have found a dusk stone, so this is a part of the cave that we haven't explored. We keep heading east and find 2 trainers to battle. After defeating them, we realize it's also a dead end here. So this isn't the right way, but we find a great ball hiding in some of the rocks. And there were 2 other routes that we could go. We could either go down south here, which we're going to do next, or we could have gone west, but it looks like south was the right choice. And we keep heading up north now, so it looks like we have found Myra's item, and it happens to be a crimson ribbon. So I'm not sure what that is. but we have found it eventually. It was quite difficult to find, but now it's to try and remember how to get out of here. There are a few other trainers that I also want to battle on the way out, just so that we can keep leveling our Pokemon. And here we also found a blue shard. I do recommend you search all the rocks and stones that you come across, because there are tons of items hiding in them. But now we're going to try and remember our way out of here. I think I've got a pretty good memory when it comes to this cave. So we're going to make our way all the way out, and then I want to show you guys how to get to the secret second entrance to this cave. A lot of people don't even know about it. But we have reached the exits, and Mira has rewarded us with TM85, which is Dazzling Gleam. It's a really strong fairy attack. And Mira heads off, so that's the little side quest done. There is an item here to pick up, which is a poison barb. But now for the second entrance to the cave, it's right here under the bridge. So you just have to walk under it and head north until you find the door. You can't see it, so you just have to keep trying. And here we've reached another section where you need to use your bicycle and you need to work up some speed. There's also a little ramp puzzle here in order to get an item. We collected the max ether, and we are going to try and complete the rest of the puzzle. There are more items to try and get, and it can be quite tricky. There's a little balance beam, and there's a random little item in the middle here that you don't want to try and forget. It's a grip claw hold item. And these ramps are tough because you have to build up a lot of speed. So you can't stop, and you have to go back a little bit to work on that speed. And here we've just jumped over a ledge where there is an item that I want to pick up. We collected, it's a rare candy, but now you have to go all the way back and do that stretch of the puzzle again. And finally, the last part of the puzzle is the toughest, to try and work up speed to go over this last ramp. It took us about 10 attempts, but we finally did it. And now we will enter a secret stage of the cave, and you will find a rare Pokemon that you can battle here, and you can catch it. We have come across a level 25 Gabite, the dragon type Pokemon. A lot of people love Garchomp, so now is your chance to battle and try and catch it. I personally love dragon type Pokemon, so I am going to try and catch this Gabite. I'm not sure if we're going to use it in our team yet, but we definitely need it in our PC in case we do decide to use it. We have put Gabite to sleep, but unfortunately it woke up again. We're going to have to try and weaken it a little bit more and put it to sleep, and then hopefully it will be a lot easier to catch. Gabite is fighting back furiously. He's almost knocked out Weeping Bell, but luckily we get to put it asleep again. If we can get one more attack in, it will weaken it a whole bunch. But I think we should just try a Premier Ball and see if we get lucky. And yes, we caught it. So we caught the dragon Pokemon Gabite. That was an amazing addition to our team. It's a dragon and ground type. And our Larvitar is finally evolving. It's one of the last Pokemon in our team to evolve besides a Lekid. So our Larvitar has now evolved into Pupitar. I can't wait for it to evolve into Tyranitar. But there's also a King's Rock item here that you can pick up. And that is used to evolve Slowpoke into Slowking, which is another super strong Pokemon. I actually love Slowking, so if we can find a Slowpoke soon, I might train it up and use that in our team instead. That was definitely a little side quest worth doing. We just got a brand new Gabite, and we got the item to evolve Slowpoke into Slowking. But now that we've helped Mira, we are allowed to enter the cave. But before we enter the cave, Dawn stops us, and I bet she wants to battle. I wonder how strong Dawn has got and what new Pokemon she has on her team. So Dawn's first Pokemon she sends out is a level 29 Piloswine. That's an interesting one. She has definitely been doing a lot of training. Piloswine is an Ice-type Pokemon, so our Charmeleon has a bit of an advantage. We knock out Piloswine, but Dawn still has 3 more Pokemon. And as you guys know, Dawn chose Chimchar as her starter. But her second Pokemon she sends out is Lopunny, level 29, and this is also an annoying Pokemon to battle. It's pretty strong, to be fair. It does some serious damage to our Charmeleon, but finally we hit it with a flamethrower. But I think Lopunny's speed is way higher than ours, so it attacks first and knocks out Charmeleon. Next up, we're going to send out our Fighting-type Machoke. Our Fighting-type moves should be super effective. Lopunny hits us with a really strong high jump kick, but our Brick Break takes it out, and that's it. Dawn has 2 Pokemon down and 2 more left. And as you guys know, I did manage to find a Slowpoke off camera, so we are currently trying to train it up. If we can evolve it into a Slowking when it reaches around level 30, that will be so epic. Slowking is a water and psychic type Pokemon, so dual types just seem to be a little bit more useful. Dawn has now sent out Clefable level 29, so almost every Pokemon in Dawn's team has evolved as well. And Clefable is quite a strong fairy type. It's a normal and fairy type, I believe. But we've sent out Pupitar to try and knock it out. Pupitar is struggling a whole bunch though. I think Pupitar is not all that strong, but when it evolves into Tyranitar, that's another story. Then it becomes an absolute beast. But Pupitar has done some decent damage. If we can attack first now, we'll be able to knock it out. But unfortunately, Dawn has used a Hyper Potion, so I don't think Pupitar stands a chance. However, Pupitar's attacks have slowed down Clefable's speed a ton. So we just keep hitting it with Rock Smash, and that seems to be causing a lot of damage. But Pupitar has unfortunately been knocked out, so we're going to have to send one of our other Pokemon out to finish it off. And we're going to send out Elekid. And Elekid's Thunder Punch seems to have done the trick. We have knocked out Clefable. Elekid got a bunch of experience. And Dawn's Chimchar has finally evolved. She's got a Monferno now, and it's level 30, so this is Dawn's strongest Pokemon. It hits our Elekid with a strong attack, but it gets paralyzed in doing so because Elekid has that ability. If any physical attacks hit it, it will leave that Pokemon paralyzed. We're going to send out Weeping Bell next to try and finish off Monferno. Weeping Bell is going to be weak against fire attacks, but we'll try our luck. Monferno is unable to attack because it's paralyzed. And that's the break we needed. We knock out Monferno with our Poison Jab, and we have defeated Dawn, and Weeping Bell has also leveled up. Our Slowpoke has leveled up too. That was a really fun battle, but this video has already been so long and jam-packed. So I think we're going to explore the cave in the next episode. Dawn gives us a VS Seeker, but we're going to end things off here. Thanks for watching.